What's going on, Detroit Lions fans? If you were wondering how long it was going to take the Detroit Lions and the New York Giants to get into a scrap today, I believe it was less than 5 plays. And just an all-out brawl. Absolutely love to see it. I love the physicality. I love the grit, the willingness to fight, man. Like these are guys that are ready to put the pads on, get back to work, get back to that NFC Championship game, handle business. We got a chip on our shoulder this year, and I'm going to talk about a guy, and I'm going to tell you about Penei Sewell a little bit. I'm going to tell you right now when exactly I knew we had a dog. This exact moment right here. Penei Sewell, Aaron Donald. That's Penei Sewell's rookie year when we had to go on the road to LA, the year they won the Super Bowl. Aaron Glenn, one of the baddest dudes to ever put football pads on. Penei Sewell going toe-to-toe with him. I knew right then and there this dude's different. This dude's not backing down from anyone. If you guys have not seen the clip that I shared on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, a video from someone else that they posted, Penei Sewell's different. This dude was taking on everyone. He had like 6 guys on him at one point. He was getting out of hand, man. I love to see this kind of physicality, man. This is football. We're back. And a lot of people were saying, oh, it's too early. Like, it's a joint scrimmage. You shouldn't be fighting. It's physical. It's football. Welcome to it. If you're new to it, I'm glad you got introduced today. It's a violent game. It's what happens. It's grown men trying to move other grown men in a different location than they want to. That is what the offensive line is all about. Moving someone against their will and imposing your will. That's what the Detroit Lions are going to do. So a little skirmish today. New York Giants didn't take long. Joint practice today. I posted an episode yesterday about what I was expecting. This is what I was expecting. Physical, mean, nasty, grit, just ugly. Let's go out there and fight. We're pissed off about last season. We're going to keep it within the rules of football, though. So, huge fight with the New York Giants. And also, I'm going to talk about what the New York Giants, you guys are absolute scumbags. If you guys haven't seen the locker room area that they gave the Detroit Lions to get ready in, it's pretty much a refugee tent on a field with drapes. Absolutely embarrassing. And I can speak on this from experience. Last year, joint practices with the New York Giants, we were at every joint practice. The Giants were welcomed into their own locker room. They didn't have a tent thrown up. I've seen high school away teams get better locker room stats or service than what the Detroit Lions got. Absolutely embarrassing. You're the New York Giants. I don't have any beefs with your football team. You're not the most hated team for me, even in your division. But what I saw today, that refugee tent that you pretty much gave the Detroit Lions to get ready in, you're a $1 billion organization. I'm sitting here watching like Hard Knocks and thinking, okay, this is a nice little organization. They got some nice little pieces in their scouting department. I see this today. Whole opinion's changed. Absolute trash the way that we get treated on the road, when I know firsthand that last year we rolled out the red carpet for you guys to come to Detroit. We didn't put you up in a shelter. You guys got to use locker rooms a lot nicer than what we got today. So shame on you, $1 billion organization out there just looking like absolute trash. I could say a lot more, but we're going to keep this to the Detroit Lions. New York Giants, we're not worried about the bottom of the barrel where you guys are going to end up in the NFC or even your own division. So let's get into a little bit of bad news. Nothing to worry about. Terrion Arnold, Zeitler today, leaving with injuries. Terrion Arnold, I saw, was on a running play. He ran into, I can't remember who their massive left tackle was, and Terrion Arnold attempted to take him on, and that was a bad choice. Kid, I know you're a rookie. Sometimes you got to do things that are called business decisions, like getting out of the way of Derrick Henry in the A-gap. Just a business decision that you should have made today. Got his bell rung a little bit. He's in concussion protocol. Something with Kevin Zeitler and his shoulder. I haven't seen an official ruling on that yet. If anyone has an update, drop it in the comments. I'd love to know about it. So a little bit of bad news. Nothing overly concerning. Hopefully Kevin Zeitler is okay. The concussion protocol. Unfortunately, in this line of work, that's kind of becoming a normal term that we use, unfortunately, until we can figure out how to make these head injuries go away. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it's just a term that I think we're pretty familiar with. So hopefully Terrion Arnold's okay as well. Let's get into some football talk. We've talked about fights. We've talked about injuries. Talked about the New York Giants being scumbags. Jameson Williams. And I real quick before I get into it, the rest of the stuff is things that I've seen or heard. If there's a conflicting report or if there's other information out there, I've tried my best to dig into it. I've tried my best to look into it. My opinion from here on out in this episode will be completely unbiased. But it sounded like Jameson Williams had a nice day. I know he had a touchdown in the red zone with Jared Goff. As I'm literally looking on Twitter, talking with a coworker about some other football stuff that we'll save for another day. I say, hey man, all that shit you're just talking about JMO a second ago, yeah, red zone touchdown just now. So I like to see that consistency from JMO. Jameson Williams just kind of building a nice training camp here so far this offseason. Really I know it's his third, but essentially for me, in my opinion, it's kind of like his first full offseason with the Detroit Lions with the suspension last year. And I know he was in training camp, but he got a little banged up. I think he had a hamstring injury last year. So he didn't fully participate the whole offseason. And I know we have a long way to go. We're less than 5 weeks to game day. So I'm just excited that JMO's just having a nice, consistent offseason training camp. I really like to see him build on that. Now I have to give a little bit more credit, unbiased. It looked like Malik Neighbors had a good day too. And I said that in my episode yesterday about the Detroit Lions being tested. Malik Neighbors was the name I had circled. A big physical wide receiver. He had some nice plays, but there are some things that I'm going to take away from this and try to spin it into a positive. I saw he had a catch inside the red zone today that the referee officially ruled incomplete pass, but it was close. I think it might have went to a review, and it was hard to tell from the angle that I saw, but if he made the catch, that's fine. I don't care if he made the catch. What I like to see on this clip that I'm talking about, and I try to share it, but YouTube's copyright won't let me share a lot of things. So I'm just trying to paint the picture for you guys. He made a phenomenal catch, even though it was ruled incomplete. Even if we're living in a world where that was a complete pass, that's perfectly fine. Because what I like to see was Ife Melifonwu in just great coverage on this play. It doesn't matter if he caught it to me. Like, it doesn't matter. It's meaningless. It was an exciting catch. Neighbors is going to be a nice young receiver for the Giants for a while. I like to see our defensive backs at least forcing these players to make phenomenal catches like that, being in the position, being in the right position, being physical, making Daniel Jones and other quarterbacks just fit it into small, tight windows where these receivers have to make a play. So I like to see stuff like that, even if it was a catch, doesn't matter. I like seeing Ife Melifonwu in phenomenal position more than anything. Lastly, it sounded like our rush offense had a day. Someone confirmed that for me, but it sounded like our running game was kind of clicking today. And it's not really surprising given our offensive line and our two running backs. So I'm not really shocked by that. The few tweets that I've seen are from people that I trust that aren't going to put out, just exciting stuff to get everyone wound up. I truly believe that when they say that the rushing offense was clicking, I take that for what it's worth and make it. And it sounds like it was on fire today. So I like to hear that. Elite offensive line, elite running backs. That's what I expect to happen. So I'm not really surprised by that. I'm thinking that's just the way the Detroit Lions play football now. We're going to line up, run the football, impose our will, wear you down, pass it when we need to. We have playmakers at all three levels, offensive line, quarterback, wide receiver, running backs. We're loaded with weapons. So I'm not really surprised by that. It's just kind of nice to see because our defense in training camp has kind of been playing pretty well against our own guys. So it's nice to go out there against some new competition, some new faces, and kind of put it to work. The Detroit Lions defense stuffs the run. So it's kind of nice to see that run game break out. Again, not surprised either way with our defense being so well against the run and then our team going out and pounding another team's defense into the dirt. So a little training camp recap for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the show. We're getting closer to game day. Again, thinking about doing a live stream. Leave it in the comments. Let me know how you feel about that. Might just sit back, throw on the stream, have a drink, cocktail, talk some football with you guys. I'd love to do it. Let me know if you're interested in something like that. Stick around, hit that like button. I'll be back later with another show.